Hello there, students. Thank you for joining me for this presentation. Today we're looking at U.S. Government, Unit 1, Foundations of U.S. Democracy, and we're looking into writing the United States Constitution tutorial. Please make sure that you have your notebook, make sure that you are taking notes, and make sure that you are using those notes in order to help you answer all of the questions that you will be asked throughout the tutorial. And we are going to be looking, actually the objective for today is that you will examine the process of creating the United States Constitution. Please remember again to have a notebook. Remember to take notes as you're reviewing this tutorial. Remember to use those notes in order to help you answer the questions. This is page 11 of Writing the Constitution tutorial. In this particular activity, what you're doing is you're dragging these tiles here that you see at the bottom, and you're dragging them to either the Constitution or the Article of Confederation. And all you do is you drag a tile and you put it where you think it belongs. And you have actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different boxes that you need to drag into, or tiles that you need to drag into either the Article of Confederation side or the Constitution. Please do your best, and this will test your knowledge of what you've been studying in the previous pages of this tutorial. This is page 14 of Writing the Constitution tutorial, and it's a lesson activity about the Constitutional Convention. Let's read the directions so you'll know exactly what to do here. Read the instructions for this teacher grade activity and type in your response. Check the evaluation section at the end of this document to make sure you have met the expected criteria for the assignment. When you have finished, submit your work to your teacher. Very important for you to pay attention to this. What you need to do here, and I'm going to read the activity here for you. What you need to do here is you need to use your notes again and make sure that you're answering this the proper way and with many details as needed in order to get the best grade possible. Thomas Jefferson once described how too much government creates a dictatorship, too little government creates an anarchy, and either outcome harms the citizens. Consider the federal government that the founding fathers created in 1787. It took serious debates for the founding fathers to sculpt a new government that balanced individual liberty with government authority. For this activity, you will write a 250-word essay that argues your opinion about the Constitutional Convention. You can imagine you are one of the delegates to the convention and argue that perspective. You can even choose a specific player in the debate and compromises. In your essay, answer these questions. Do you think the final version of the Constitution created a political system that gives too much, too little, or just enough power to the central government? And the second part is, do you think the Great Compromise created a functional and fair representative Congress? And on top of that, you have all of these articles that you can click. For example, the knowledge article, you can click on that one. I highly recommend you do it because it will help you put together this essay. Also, you have these other articles here that you can go ahead and click on them, and they will help you. All of these resources that are being provided for you is for you to be successful. So make sure you're clicking on all of this and reviewing, taking notes as you're doing all of this. And you need to put together a good essay right here. Remember, I always recommend that a good essay or a good paragraph has to have at least 5 strong, solid sentences. And many teachers may actually say that an essay needs to have 8 to 10 sentences. It is totally up to you if you want to do a 5-sentence, strong sentence paragraph or an 8 to 10 sentence paragraph. Whatever you decide to do, make sure that you have good content. Make sure that you're dividing your paragraph, like with the introduction, the body paragraphs, and your conclusion. Everything has to match to what you're being asked here to do. So please make sure you do your best there. And here's the rubric if you need to see it in order to get the best score possible. Remember, it is all about you demonstrating that you have gained content knowledge here. We are now on page 21 of Writing the Constitution tutorial, and this is Ratifying the Constitution. And just like the previous activity, you have a whole bunch of resources here that have been provided to you on top of everything else that you saw on the previous pages of this tutorial, and that you have to write an essay. And you basically have two questions here that you have to address in your essay. First is, how did George Washington play a role in forming the new federal government in 1787? Second, how did George Washington define the executive branch for future presidents, such as through his decision to retire after serving 2 terms? Again, use all the resources, use your notes, and make sure you're putting together a good, solid essay here. It has to have an introduction, it has to have a body paragraph or a couple of body paragraphs, and it has to have a strong conclusion. You're more than welcome to look at the rubric to see what your teacher will be looking for. Again, please make sure that you're putting your best effort here in order to be successful. And if you do that, you will do perfectly well in this class. I will talk to you soon.